here. Happy to see everybody here. Thank you, Kevin, for that introduction. I'm sure everybody's familiar with Kevin now. He's our robot from Inspire Labs. You may have seen him in the Train Destiny. I think it's Destiny Train or Train Destiny. You may have seen him there too. He's there as well. We have a great show for you today. I have a couple of really good singers. At least one I know is here for sure. And we have the wonderful Solaris, who is part of the Inspire team that helped build the Soapstone. So we'll get into that in a minute. But in the meantime, did everybody have a great Halloween? Did you guys enjoy your Halloween? And how about those great costumes they gave us? I mean, we had fun with those, right? I know here at the Soapstone during our musician showcase, we had also a kind of an impromptu Halloween party. So that was pretty fun for everybody. So I hope you guys got to participate in that. Remember, everyone, that we have other things going on during the day, as well as all those wonderful night shows we have. We've got a musical showcase now in the afternoon that we call the Soapstone Soundcheck, and that's at 2 p.m. Eastern. I think the UK is off by maybe 5 hours right now. It's going to change next week because we're on 2 different time zones. You guys changed time before us, so we're catching up this week. So right now we're 5 hours or 4 hours, and it'll be 5 hours next week is my understanding. So try to catch that if you guys can. So this week, we always got new things happening every week, right? And I always laugh at what happens in Horizon Worlds because there's an update and some wonderful things happen, and then some not so wonderful things happen. So a funny thing that happened this week was falling through the floor. Did everybody experience falling through the floor? Because I did. That was a trip. Yeah, right. I know, it was crazy. It was only in the events tab. So if you came to an event, in particular the Soapstone, we had just started our new sound check, and we watched all these lovely people, all anxious to come into the sound check, walk across our courtyard and disappear. So we're like, what is that? What is that? So we realized what was going on, and our, really smart team over there is going, oh, there's a rendering issue. Okay. So then we sent them through the grass this way, and then they started falling that way. So it was a fun experience. I didn't get upset about it. I thought it was, where can you walk around telling people, well, I was on my way to a comedy show and I fell through the floor at the bottom of the world. I mean, that's crazy, but it happened and we had fun with it. All right. So let's get going today. We have a wonderful musical guest. His name is GuyBrooks. I met him just the other day. He's super talented. We're excited to have him. Guy, are you backstage? I hope you're around here somewhere. I know I saw him come in. Come on out. Where'd he go? I know he's here somewhere. There he is. Come on. Uh-oh. We got to shut off the open mic, guys. We forget to do that sometimes. Okay, Guy. It'll work now.
I already did that. Somebody turned it on.
There you go. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Hi, how are you doing?
Doing good.
I was telling everybody how I saw you the other day and during open mic, which I always tell everybody is a wonderful opportunity to get noticed at the Soapstone is during open mic, because there's a lot of producers around here and we're all paying attention. And Guy, you are an absolute amazing musician and singer. So we're really excited to have you. So now you told me that you're a professional museum. I know you're not a professional museum. You're a professional musician in real life. You want to tell us a little bit about that? Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not as glamorous as it sounds. I try to make a living playing music out in public. So, yeah.
Yeah. And you don't you have some regular gigs you do, like in clubs and stuff? Or so you're out there working.
Oh yeah, I do 3 to 4 gigs a week probably, so it makes a living. So
what made you decide to start coming in Horizon Worlds? Did you come in with the intention of playing, or did you just say, hey, wait a minute, here's another place?
No, not at all. This is my first week in Horizon. I just got the headset, so I didn't really know it was a thing, and then I came in here and I saw somebody up here playing, and then
that's okay. That happens. You saw somebody playing and you decided to jump in. That's wonderful. Yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and turn it over to you. Go ahead and show these people what I got to see the other day. Here you go.
Sure. All right. So I play for requests is normally what I do, but I'm going to play something I think everybody will know, maybe. It's just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Just took a midnight train going anywhere. It's just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. It took a midnight train going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile it can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Street lights, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Working hard to fit my fill. Everybody wants a thrill. Paying anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some win, some will lose. Some wanna sing the blues. Oh, the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Street lights and people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people, and don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people, don't stop. All right. Thank you.
Wow, that was great, Guy. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. And I hope you'll join us on Friday for both of our musical showcases, the 2:00 sound
Sure.
check and the 9:30 Eastern time musical showcase. We'd love to hear you all the time, right, guys? It was great. Thank you, sir, so much for your time. Appreciate you. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So we're on to our featured guest right now. We have the wonderful Solaris. For those who don't know, she is part of the Inspire Labs build team that built the Soapstone. But besides that, she has done tons and tons of things on her own. And she's also kind of a special person to me, and I'll tell you why when she gets up here. So Solaris, can you come out and join us, please? There she is. Hi, welcome. It's so good to see you.
I was peeking
Where are
around
you
the
backstage?
corner.
Oh, you were peeking? Oh, yeah. Well, you can see how oblivious I am. I'm just like, where'd you go? How are you today? So good to see you, and thank you for
doing
being here.
good. Oh,
Yes, we love
my
having
pleasure.
you. You're one of my favorite people for a lot of reasons, but one of them, and I want to share this with everybody, you probably remember you were being interviewed on Aaron's podcast, the Well Metaverse podcast, and I stood up on the stage and I said, is there anything for somebody like me to do in Horizon World? And you said yes, and you gave me a long list of things, but among them, one of them you said, you could do a talk show. And I heard that and I thought, I like to talk. So maybe this is a good option for me.
Hey, what woman
So I
doesn't
thank
like
you.
to talk?
So thank you very much. Because of you, I approached Darren with this idea and have gone even further with my own, and it's working out great for me. And I'm really appreciative that you put
I'm
that
so
thought in my head.
happy.
So thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
So Solaris, I've learned about you the last few days. I've been going through all your worlds, and I learned something that I know as a fact, that you like the color pink. I know that for a fact.
No,
Yes.
how did you guess? I mean,
I
like,
I I don't know, but one of the things I went into was your birthday world, right? Which was
Yes.
adorbs. I loved it.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
got unicorns and everything a little girl and a big girl would love. And I ran up to your throne to get on your throne, and I was abruptly told by the microphone, don't touch Solaris's stuff. So I couldn't put the crown on and I couldn't feel, but I was laughing because I thought that was really cute. So you have a great birthday world. You guys should check that out.
thank
That's
you.
fun. That's really fun. So let's talk about Solaris before she got here. What was your background like before you even came to Horizons?
So I used to do cake decorating actually before I got into Horizons, and then I worked at a
Wow.
hospital. So I wound up having some health problems, and then that led to like um having a surgery, and then I got better, and then I started working at a hospital, and then I was like, this is boring. I can't do this, and I quit my job and just full time Horizon it. So
Wow. And so like decorating is something that I dabble in, and I understand the creativity involved in that. So I could
Oh,
see how
yes.
a person with that kind of background could find a home here doing a lot of things. That makes sense to me
Mhm.
because cake decorating is art. That's what it
Oh,
is. So
yes.
that I get. So yeah, that makes sense to me. So you got to Horizon. Did you come in and say, I'm starting a company? Or what was your first impression when you got here? You just coming here to hang out?
I was like, I came in here and I was like, oh, I want to build. And all I could think of was building like this Japanese garden. Then I realized 20 other people had the same idea to build the same thing. And I was like, no, I'm Solaris. I want to be unique. And so then
Yeah, okay.
I decided that I was going to do a Harry Potter themed world because there wasn't a lot of magic worlds at the time. So that's
So
where Griffin
great.
Alley came to be born. And from that, it was the tea room and the boar's hat. So those were my first 3 builds that I've ever done here in Horizon.
Are you kidding? Those are your first? Because they are detailed and amazing. I mean, I
Oh,
encourage
no.
all of you to go see her world. No, first of all, go back to your Halloween worlds for just a second. You go in there, and the animated characters in there telling jokes that are hilarious. By the way, I love the jokes that were in there. That whole world, the monster world, the dancing, and the other one, those were both so much fun for Halloween. You had
I
so
actually
much
wouldn't.
detail.
I couldn't have done that without Space Glitter Unicorn. She actually helped a
Oh,
lot. She did a lot of the creatures in there and stuff, and we came up with
okay.
the
Hey, do we want to
idea
bring
to
Space
have them.
Glitter out at this
Yeah,
point? Do we want to bring her out? Come
yeah.
on, Space Glitter. Come on out.
Get the glitter. Get the glitter
Yeah.
ready. Yes, throw the glitter.
There she is. There she is. Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. All right. We got to turn your microphone on. How are
Yes.
you, my dear?
Good
Nice to
morning.
meet
I'm
you.
good.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
So you're part of this whole thing that she's got going, and boy, that's impressive. And that doesn't surprise me because there's so much detail. I imagine you had quite a few people that were having some input. So Space Glitter, tell us a little tiny bit about you before you got here.
Um, well, I don't know. I'm Space Glitter Unicorn, and I'm just quirky and wild, and she has to put up with me.
She's
On the
she's
daily.
really good artist outside of
so
Horizon.
so you're an artist
Yeah.
as well. You're an artist as
Yes.
well. So what kind of
Yes,
art
I
do you
am.
do? What kind of art do you do?
Growing up, I did a lot of fine arts, oil paintings, sculpting, watercolors. I mean, you name it. I definitely got my hands dirty. Um, at the end of high school, I really wanted to be a 3D animator. So that was like a lifelong dream. But, for many years I was working in a bank. So, you know, it all stalled at that point. So right now I'm just starting to get back into my art and basically falling back in love with everything that comes with it, you know.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense. Isn't it interesting? Yeah, right. Isn't it interesting? You guys both had jobs that were, every day, a hospital, a bank. I was a banker. And people that are creative, it's difficult for them to be happy in those kind of jobs because you're doing some good. You're doing your job. You're doing a good job at your job, but you're just not satisfied. You need more, right? You need that creativity to escape. So I get that. That makes sense. So
yeah.
then you plopped into Horizons and then you met her right away, or?
She
Well,
there was people in her Isle of the Unicorn world, and I was like, oh, all my friends are in here. I'm gonna go check it out. And I was like, who is this girl? I love her world. It's so amazing. And I was just thrown back, and then we like started hanging out, and I was like, oh, she's just like me. And I was like, and then we just like hit it off and became best friends and just started building worlds together.
And that's the best when you have a connection, like you see things the same but different. You can play off each other. That's the best, right? That is so good. So you found
it's
this partnership. And how many worlds have the two of you participated in together?
Oh, I don't
hmm,
Can you give
4
a
or
rough
5
estimate? 4 or
maybe.
5?
I would think 5. I would think
5.
5. Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
5 worlds.
Yeah, I love the influence of the childlike things, the qualities that I like, the fairy forest, those kind of things. I mean, the little girl in me comes right out. I am so excited. I was running around your birthday world like a crazy lady, like going, "I want a birthday party," or "I want a birthday," flying the helicopters. It was fun. It was really fun. So I get that. It's really good. So Space Glitter, tell me what your favorite world is that the two of you have done together.
I mean, the latest two. I mean, Halloween is my favorite holiday,
Yes,
so
me too.
the Monster Mash Bash, the Halloween Monster Dance actually has been the most fun because it's colorful. You
It
get to
is.
dance, and it really brings you into that state. I really love
Yes.
it.
Yeah, I was running around with one of my friends here, OG, this morning, looking at some of the worlds, and we were commenting on the Invisible Man. We really kind of liked him. He was cool with his sunglasses and boots. That was cool. But so much detail on those monsters. You guys did such a good job on those monsters. They look
Thank
so
you.
good, and it's a very happy world. It's a Halloween world that everyone can enjoy because sometimes people are a little afraid in some of those other worlds, and this one was just all happy Halloween. And the other one too. What's
Yes.
the other one called? The extra
The
Halloween with the
Blood
joke.
Moon Manor.
Yes, it sounds so
We have a
scary, but
couple
and
of
it was
little
a
jump
little.
scares. I mean, like
Yes,
we
those
have
are
a
good.
couple of little jump ones, but then it's like, you go upstairs and you get all the jokes and the tea
Yes.
and stuff, and it's cute and whimsical at the same time. So,
I have to say, I got emotional today, and I'm also ashamed to say I hadn't been there since 4th of July because now I know it was your 4th of July world. But I went to it today and we looked at all those flags. I was with a couple of people and read all the history of the American flags. I highly recommend it for you guys. It was so informative, but also there is an amazing fireworks show. It comes every 15 minutes. And we stood there today just looking at it. A couple of us, we've watched it a few times. We were there that long, and it is fabulous. It was such a cool feeling and
that
so
was
much
all the fireworks were
information.
actually done by Pigeon. Pigeon
Yeah,
number
that
12. She did an amazing
beautiful.
job.
She
Yes.
did. They look realistic, and that
And
whole
the
world
music
is
too that goes with it, that's scripted music. That's not even an imported block. Those are like each
wow.
individual notes that she like pitched up and everything.
Great world. Great world. Really, really enjoyed that. Really, really enjoyed that. So ladies, tell me, what are we working on now? Are we resting a bit? What are we doing right
I
now?
don't know. We've been just kind of just I mean, we
They're
did do
like
just
tiny
more
little things
projects.
here and
So
there.
we
Yeah.
also have an interview on Thursday at
Oh yeah.
yes. It's a big
Okay.
reveal on Thursday at the
Oh.
Starlight Meta Theater. So it's
Okay.
going to be at 10 o'clock Central there. And everybody come because there's going to be a really big reveal. So just let
Now,
everybody
is this
know.
going to be an Inspire reveal or is this a Solaris reveal?
Well, it's a little bit of me, glitter, and inspire at the same time. So,
All right.
but you'll have to come and see. It's gonna be.
Oh,
I'm
it
just gonna
sounds
tell you, it's amazing.
intriguing. Definitely.
So-
We have to come see that. I'm excited.
But, as that we're working on Christmas and a couple other little babies that we call them our babies, like the stuff. So we're working on some things. So we don't know what
Christmas.
we're gonna
This
do
is
with
going to
them
be
yet,
great.
but
Oh, I can't
So-
wait to see all that. So let's talk about Inspire. Inspire, as we all know, is the company that you're part of, both of you, that built the Soapstone. So maybe give these
actually,
guys some
Matt
little
is actually here too. He's part of
Oh,
Inspire.
Matt? Oh, Matt, how you doing? Do you want to come up too? You're welcome to.
Oh, come
If
on,
you want to,
Matt,
come
bring
on
it
up.
up here.
Come on up. He's like, no.
No.
Okay, so Matt's the one who's lazy and never does anything. Is this how I'm getting right now? Matt's the one wicked. Is that how it
Oh,
works?
yeah.
Oh, look
Mhm.
at him. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're not going to come up
No,
here and
no,
defend yourself?
He does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, okay. Now he's up.
Listen,
Okay.
no, I'm just gonna come up here. Can you guys hear me? Is this on? Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, we can hear you.
microphone working? Yeah. I just want to say I don't want to take anything away from this. This is all Solaris and Space Glitter. They're amazing designers. Yeah. So I'll let you guys do all the talking, but
He's more of the behind the scenes guy.
Oh, yeah. We have lots of those here at the Soapstone, too. A lot of people
Especially
that are
since if
working
he did
hard.
come in and tried to build, I'd probably have to break his hands.
so Solaris, can you I know everybody loves to hear because I've heard them go, oh my gosh, who decided, how did we come about with all these changes to the Soapstone? So maybe give them a little history about how the build went, because I know you've been here since the beginning.
So Aaron was on the train one day and he was talking to Burn Buns, and I come in there and they're talking about as it was known, Clean Comedy Land. That was the first Soapstone iteration. And he's like talking about it, and Burn Buns introduced me and was like, hey, this is a really good creator. She's an OG in here. She's really awesome and stuff. And he's like, hey, can you come over and take a look at my world? And I went over there and I was like, okay. And he's like, what's your opinion on it? I was like, you want my honest opinion? And he's like, yeah. I was like, it looked like a child did it.
Now that's funny.
And I'm like,
How
I'm
was
so
that for some
sorry.
honesty?
And he's like, well, what would you do and to make it better? I was like, first off, I'd start from scratch. I was like, we can keep some of the stuff that's like important to you and stuff, like the COVID ball and
The
some of other
COVID ball?
things.
That was
The
important,
COVID-
Aaron. The COVID ball? Okay.
I
Okay.
think sometimes when I'm working in here at like 2:30 in the morning, that scares me half to death because I think it's a spider.
Hold
in
on.
Horizon.
Let me show everybody the COVID ball. We need to see this.
I was actually playing with that.
It's COVID. Oh my gosh, now you have it. No.
So this is what Aaron thought was important to keep from his world. Okay. All right. Okay.
It's
Okay.
nice
Go
and
ahead.
bouncy,
Solaris.
though.
It is.
So
And
then
and to
they'll-
be fair, everybody does play with it. It has been used as a prop
Yes,
many
yes.
times. So to be fair. Okay, Solaris, go ahead.
So then I make different I made the first iteration of the Soapstone, and it was very successful. Everybody loved it, and it just took off from there. And then, but to keep a world active and engaging, you need to change it up. Either a full rebuild and refresh, or you need to, change up the inside a little bit. And so I think we did like Christmas. We didn't get to do Halloween this year. Blame it on Aaron. But we didn't get to do Halloween, but so yeah, we just kept on going, and Glitter's helped a little bit with some iteration and details with some of the builds that I've had. So
Hey, it takes a village, guys. We all say this all the time here. Takes a
I get,
village.
sometimes I
Just
get blocks, and I'm like, "Hey, Glitter,
Yes.
can you like come in here and I need
And then
some
I come in
input,"
and sprinkle
so-
some magic.
Sprinkle
Glitter.
magic. We love that.
Glitter
Yes, yes. And we've had nothing but great upgrades all the way through. I like how you guys and Aaron listen to what the community asks for. You know, we get the things we ask for pretty regularly. So we have no complaints. We hear nothing but compliments about the new Soapstone. So
thank you so
kudos, guys. You did
Thank you,
some great work here.
everybody.
Some great work. I mean, it's and all the time everyone's in here going, you know, there's a lot of worlds out there, a lot of stuff going on, but there's just something about everything. The community of this place, the color scheme, it's relaxing and comforting. They just it all comes together, and those things are so important. People don't
You had
think
been
about
here
that.
when Aaron, we had to decide colors, man. I swear, it'd be like,
Yeah.
I'd come in here and I would change the color, and I'd be like, oh, he's like, oh, it looks great. Literally, I get a text 3 days later. I changed the colors again. I was like, who's the
It
builder
sounds
here,
like Aaron is the problem.
Who's the
Sounds like
builder?
he's the
Oh.
problem. Oh goodness. Oh gosh.
we
Oh
finally
wow.
decided. So we finally decided, and it looks amazing. So
Now, how long did it take you guys on this last one? Because I think what has there been 3 versions of the Soapstone or 4?
I think it's 4 or 5. I think.
Okay.
Maybe,
Okay.
versions of the
How
Soapstone.
long there did it take you guys to come up with this one? Because it seems like we had the other one for quite a while. Of course, in here, 3 days is like 6 months.
Well, I mean,
so
we didn't do a full U-Haul on this one like I would normally do. So normally I would do like, okay, you know, Halloween's coming up, and I had this really good idea for a haunted house. But you know, we got the dry bar comedy in here, so we were just thinking we just do an interior U-Haul and not an exterior. So I was just like, I usually Pinterest everything, but I kind of just took this one out of my head and went with the things that I had for. I would look into the meshes a little bit because you know it doesn't hurt to use meshes, guys. Just to let you know, just because it's a mesh and somebody else builds it doesn't mean you can't take it apart and use it for your own advantages.
so explain to
use
them what a mesh
meshes.
is. Explain what that is.
Oh gosh. All I know is something that somebody else built and brought it into Horizon, and I use it to my advantage all the time.
So an
It's all
asset. So
sculpted.
basically an
Yes,
asset.
Yes, it's an
It's a
asset. in your
sculpted
asset.
asset.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that makes sense. So I guess the question I should have asked, I asked it incorrectly. Maybe I didn't mean this version, the one right before this version, because that was the big change, right? We went from a
Oh,
small
yes, it
club
went from a
to
small
this
one to a
massive
really
club.
tall.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how long was that in the making? Because that had to be for a while, right?
Well, sometimes I get these weird bugs, and worlds usually take a while, but I kind of like woke up and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," and it probably took me 2 days. So I just
Really?
yes, sometimes I just get in these like weird funks where it's like I'm gonna hurry up and like build a world in like 2 days, and that just happens.
Right. So probably the ideas are all swirling around there for months,
Yeah,
and then
like
one day it
I
all comes
literally
together.
have a Pinterest that says Soapstone, and so I have all these ideas in there, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm just gonna wake up one day and build this. And I just woke up and never went to sleep and just built. And I'm like, hey, Aaron, in the morning, I message him and I'm like, hey, got something for you to see. And then he comes and he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
So,
Which is what we all said for sure. I mean, we were so impressed with
but
it.
worlds do
We
not
couldn't
take
believe
2
it.
days to build. I was just very bad and did not sleep and just kept on like building through hours and hours and
Is that a
hours.
common problem with you guys? Because I know, you know, a lot of my friends are builders, which is really sad for me because every time I come in, I look for my friends. They're, you know, now it doesn't say online anymore. What does it say now? Like active. So I'm okay. Well, one of them will come out of there eventually. But does that happen to a lot to you guys? Because a lot of my builder friends are like, yeah, I've been up for 3 days. Is that how it works for you?
Yes, sometimes
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is.
It just
Breakfast
gets
with
older
waking
and
up in
can't.
the headset, and we just leave ourselves plugged in and just kind of eat and
Yeah.
Just
work
keep
and
going.
eat and work. Yeah,
You just got to get it out. You got to get it out, right?
But it's good to have a process though. So you know, like gray boxing first, and you know, because there's different iterations, and there's always ways to make things better. So it's not always
Yes.
a good idea to just whip it out in like 2 to 3 days. You know, so but I
Yeah.
just kind of do it sometimes.
Well,
I mean,
it worked because
sometimes
do we
it's
not love
good.
this building? I mean, hear nothing but wonderful things about it. So kudos, you
Oh,
guys.
thank you
This
so
was
much.
great. This is really great.
Yes.
And all the things that got added. I don't know if Aaron has everything to do with that, but all the little, like you said, you have to have things to entertain people. You know, you don't keep people by building a building and throwing it out there and going, okay, it's over there. It doesn't happen. I mean, people need to be attracted, right? Keep the attraction going. And so you've got all these things built in that really help with that. And how much did you guys have to do with Kevin, the robot?
That was actually John McClay. I didn't even know
Mhm.
Kevin was going to be in here. And then
Uh-huh.
John was like, "Hey, we're putting Kevin in the Soapstone." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "I have to wait. I can't wait to see this." And then finally,
Yeah.
when it was done, because I was like, I don't want to come in and like, give it away until it's final product. And I was like, when I first seen him, I laughed so hard. I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. I was like, "That is so cool."
It is. It
So,
is cool. It's certainly a
yes.
cool addition around here that everybody likes. So that's pretty fun too. So yeah, that's really great. So I wanted to ask you ladies, do you mind if we take some questions from our audience? Would that be okay with you guys?
Nope, no questions. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Well, I knew Sturm had one. Here he comes. Sturm, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So the burning question is this a
Oh,
cheese
your microphone's
sandwich?
off, Sturm. Your microphone's off. He has an important
So
question.
the burning question is this a cheese sandwich or an egg sandwich? Or an egg salad?
It's an egg sandwich.
Well, it
It's
looks
an egg
cheese
salad
to me,
sandwich.
so I'm just saying.
He was very upset by that. He told me he really wanted it to be a cheese sandwich. Sorry, Sturm.
No, I said I
Sorry,
hope it
Sturm.
wasn't.
How
That's
about
just
we're gonna hide
Oh, you didn't
a
want it to be
sandwich
cheese.
somewhere? Oh, you didn't want it to be cheese? I was like,
Well, no, because if that was a whole block of cheese, that'd be constipation right there.
hey, you know what they say?
Sturm.
Americans love cheese.
And my
We
second
do.
question is to both of you: what has been your biggest challenge in Horizon?
My biggest challenge. Making games. I've had to do that a couple times, and doing game design stuff is hard. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say. Very hard. Because I'm
Yeah,
normally
because
just
that's not
like I build buildings, and it wasn't in my forte to be like, okay, let's make a game, and I'm like, how do I go about doing this? So, because you have to work with the scripting side too, and I'm like, work with this. I don't do scripting myself, but we have, John McLean does scripting for us. So that's kind of been a challenge for me is making games in Horizon.
Yeah, that
So,
would be because you've got to think through the game as well as build the game. That's a lot.
yes,
That's
you
a
have to
lot
think
to
the
have
whole
to do.
process, like the player throwing, if it's a throwing game or, something like that, then you have to like think through that whole process of you are the player. And I'm like, I don't usually play games in Horizon, so I just love to come in and build and interact with things that, like are skeleton and spider. So that's kind of what more I like
Yes.
to do. So
Yeah, I understand that. That makes sense to me. Did anyone else have a question yet? Well, you guys think about your questions. I have another one I wanted to ask about. You have a world, and forgive me because the names start blending for me, but it's the one where you go into like a library and there's a lot of spell books and things laying around. Which one is that?
Sandwich?
That one's Sandwich Library.
Thanks, Sturm. Sandwich Library. Yes. Okay. That was super cool. I sat there picking up all of those things and reading every single one of them. I had so much fun in there. And then I noticed your map rose up and it was Egypt. Why Egypt?
I was just thinking like we were thinking maybe eventually we were gonna make it where it was like if you had one world that like we were gonna make it a puzzle game. And then we had a friend that had an Egypt world. And we were like, what if we put a puzzle in their world? So then you had to like go there, look and try to find the piece. And then obviously you can't cross platform the worlds. But if it gave you like a code that you could use in the sandwich library to, get something or something like that. And so we
Mhm.
had that in there, but then we never really implemented the whole um escape room thing that we were going to do or treasure hunt that we were going to do in there. We just left it alone and it still was really pretty
Future.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
the future,
It was
right?
like a
We'll figure those
future
things out
thing that we
later.
were thinking of doing. So
Yeah. I love how you integrate all of that cool stuff in there, that whole witchy
never
vibe
mind.
with, and you've got Hogwarts over here, and it's just all of it. I love all of those things you've incorporated, and all those spells you wrote or wherever you got them. They were very intriguing and interesting to read about. I
Oh,
like that.
thank you.
Super fun. Yeah, that was great. Does anybody have a
A lot of
question?
writing.
I have a question.
Yeah. Did you write those things yourself, or did you get them
Yes.
from? Oh
No,
my
I did
gosh,
write
young
all of
lady,
them.
those were.
So any of
See,
the
I'm
like
over
the
there
flag
taking it
world,
all in. I was
the
taking
flag
it all
world,
in.
I wrote all that one myself.
Did
So,
you?
yes.
Fascinating. Come on up, Cyber Mancy. Cyber
Good morning.
Mancy,
Good
come on
morning.
up. Good morning.
So my question for you is, in your creative processes, do you sit down with like pen and paper, a draw pad, kind of sketch out an idea, a theme for something, where you just kind of come into a flat area inside the multiverse and just start pulling parts together?
Well, recently I've actually been doing some sketches because Glitter's got me into doing sketches now. But usually sometimes I just use Pinterest and I just like Pinterest a bunch of ideas or Google, or I just kind of go in a blank world and just start building and then see where it winds up going. So, but yeah.
Wow. Great. Anybody else have any questions? Unemployed? You don't have any questions? You must have something.
I do have one comment. I've been just back there, just like soaking all this up because typically I'm the one out front talking and all that. And I'll tell you what, it has been just so incredible to see the three of you up here just shining. Lolly, the role that you play with the programming and hosting this and welcoming people in the daytime, absolutely incredible. You are
Oh,
such
thank you.
an important cornerstone of the Soapstone.
Oh,
I
thank you,
appreciate you
Aaron.
so very
Thank
much.
you.
And
Thank
again,
you.
like I love it when we empower leaders and then watch them thrive. And you, my friend, are thriving. It's
Oh,
so
thank you so
spectacular.
much.
Definitely.
Thank you. That was
Yeah.
And
very
it's
sweet.
nice to
Thank
see
you.
a woman host.
I'll pay
too.
you later. I'll pay you later. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's all right.
It's nice to see a woman host doing a
Oh,
talk show.
yeah. Well, I will
Absolutely.
say, and I always brag about Aaron, but it's the truth, and we all know it. Aaron is so encouraging to all of us. He really is. He's so appreciative, so encouraging. He is everything that I'm learning to try to be. You're a great example for me. You're younger than me, but you're a mentor for me. You truly are, and I find him so inspiring as well. So I tell everybody, if you're going to moderate or produce in any of these worlds out here, consider this one because we are definitely a team, and it's a team built on love and respect. It is such a pleasure, and I'm so grateful to be part of Soapstone.
Well,
It's a
and
great
you
place.
said it. You said it earlier. You said it takes a village, and of course, you've heard me say that a million times. And that's one of the things that I would recommend to anybody out there who's trying to accomplish anything, whether it's building a community or building something. Find the people that are the best in the world at something, and then put them in the spots to succeed. Because, like, I'm good at some things. I'm good at encouragement. I'm good at leadership. I'm good at strategy. I'm good at some of those things, but I'm not so good at building. So what do I do? I found Solaris, and she is phenomenal, so talented, so incredibly great,
And then
and
I
she
found
can
Glitter.
come in. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Stop
And it
it.
just goes on and on, the connections go
Absolutely.
on and on. And I think one of the main functions, one of the things that makes it work more than anything is the absence of jealousy. Because what
Yeah.
happens to a lot of people, and I see it, oh, you can't let them do that because that'll take away from your spotlight. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It makes you look brighter. It makes you look better.
I literally trained
You're
Glitter
better
to be
together.
just like me because I want her to
Yeah.
succeed. So.
Yes.
We are
Yeah.
a carbon copy, but one is pink and the other is purple.
Yes. Yes. She's got purple. Well, and those are two of my favorite colors. So it makes sense to me. Anybody
hey,
else think of a question?
I'm
while
gonna
you're
jump off the stage because again, I want this to be your guys' moment to shine. But Space Glitter, thank you for the role that you're playing, especially hand in hand
thank
with
you.
Solaris, encouraging each other, challenging each other creatively. Solaris, what can be said about the queen of the metaverse? You know,
The queen of the metaverse.
You are so great. And
We have
Molly,
this
you know how much
love-hate
we-
relationship. I'm constantly always,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
times there, like almost all the time, I just have to stay out of Solaris's way. But every once in a while, we have to talk about something like the colors thing that you were talking about earlier. It's
Man,
like I'd
Aaron,
come in.
don't even bring up the colors thing. Oh,
I'd come in and I'd change all the colors.
Oh,
because-
before you go,
Yeah.
you go, I must know. Okay, now I understand about the COVID. I get that. But why a broom and a sponge? Why are those our only props? A broom and a sponge. Why, Aaron?
So it's funny because actually the COVID ball is not a COVID ball. There was a young man who helped me design the Clean Comedy Land, and if you look at the logo of Clean Comedy Land, it's a sun. And one night he was in there doing some work, and I went to bed and logged off and everything. And then when I came back in, there was a present in there, and when I opened it up, that ball was in there, and that was his rendition of the logo of Clean Comedy Land. So that
that
was,
makes sense.
yeah, that was
That
really
now,
special
and it
to
makes
me.
sense
Not
why
really
you
a
would want to
COVID
keep
ball.
it here.
Right.
Now I get it.
But then when we brought it in here, I'm like, I need to keep this as a nod to the people who
Sure.
helped early on.
Yes.
You know, it's important to keep. And then people started calling it COVID, and that was just way too fun. So,
Oh yeah. We've
Yeah.
given people COVID in here quite a bit. We've thrown the
That's
COVID
right,
ball
that's right.
around.
And as
so-
far as the broom and the sponge goes, you know, it's clean comedy in here, so we need some tools to keep it clean.
Makes sense.
That's
Makes
where it
sense.
came from.
now we know the
So-
story.
Yeah. So again, I'm going to get out of the way and let you guys do your thing. So spectacular. So I'll be
Yes.
back there just
All
watching you
right.
guys shine.
All right. Well, Space Glitter, we touched on you a little bit. Do you have any worlds that were exclusively yours prior to your connection with Solaris?
I only have 3.
Okay, and what are they?
My first one was Isle of Unicorn. It's more
I gotta
of
go
an-
see that one.
Yeah, it's my first. I don't know if you love fantasy or the movie Legend or The Last Unicorn. That is all me, and so that kind of ties it all in. Like that's like my first passion project. The
Nice.
second was Fairies in the Trees, where
I know
you
that
are-
one.
yeah,
I love
that's-
that one.
Thank you. So that's my second, and my third is Talking to the Moon, where the moon is basically like a magic 8 ball, and you get to talk to him. You know, like if you just wanted some alone time and you needed some answers, even if it's a cartoon moon, doesn't matter because it helps you reflect in on yourself. You know, so you go.
I need to
and
go
you say,
visit him.
"Mont-" Yeah, exactly.
We
You
all
go,
need to visit
"Monty
him."
Moonglow." Like, I need to know, like, if my day is gonna be good, or just any silly question. And it's basically
yeah.
a yes or no or maybe answer. But there are variations. And who actually did the voiceover for Monty was Pariah Leviticus. He is actually the creator of I don't know if you've seen the show Lucifer. He made a
Yes.
club. Yeah, he made the Lux Club. So he is actually the voiceover for that moon. It's really special to me. Actually.
Very good. My granddaughter was actually on that show as an extra, but so I was on that set. So I know what you're
Amazing
talking about,
show.
Lucifer.
I
Yeah,
love
it
that
is. It's
show.
a great one.
Yeah.
Very good. So that's pretty cool. That's cool. And I
Yeah,
think
it's
I've actually
awesome.
been in that world. So didn't even realize I've probably been to all 3 of them because unicorns call my name. I love all of it. You know, I love Solaris's pinkness and the unicorns, and
Yes.
I'm a little girl at heart, and fairy wings. I mean, I don't know. I have no problem going in there flying around. I think it's great. It's super fun to do.
Right.
Yeah. Right. We all need to just
So after
escape
that,
into
I
fantasy.
started working with Solaris. So like it's been, and also Omni Parker as well. I've done a few worlds with him as well. So I have little touches here and there, nothing too major though.
Hey, have you guys ever seen? I've seen them on TV. There are these little fairies that you can buy for your kids that you pull the trigger and they go up in the air and they fly. You've probably seen them. They show them on TV. So I go into the world and there's one of them sitting there and I'm like, I know this thing takes off and flies. So I'm looking at it and I realize there's a thing. So I pull it the first time and it goes all over just like you would think it would. And it was really cool. But then I decided to be devious. So I grabbed the string and I went all the way back as far as I mean, I probably could have gone back farther, but could barely see it. And I let go and she took off like a rocket up into space. And I went, I think I lost her. She didn't come back. And so I know, right? I broke it. I got to run. Solaris is going to know I was in here. Anyway, it ended up coming. She just appeared again. So I clearly sent her out of the world. But that's fun. If you guys like that kind of toy thing, that was fun to play with. That was really it was a good time. Why did you build that? Just because you could?
I actually built that for the launcher competition that we had. So, yeah.
There was a competition on things that launch. Smart.
Yep. And that's where
Smart lady.
Matthias with the rabbit that we have in our assets now. So Matthias actually.
I love learning the stories behind things. That makes so much sense. And how creative. Did you win? You should have.
I got runner up. So
all right then. Pretty good. No, that was very creative. I really, really like that. Well, if there's any more questions from anybody, come on, you guys must have some questions. Come on up. How you doing? Your microphone's off, sweetie. Darius.
Yes,
there you go.
I was thinking we represent some Fortune 500 companies that are always looking to get into spaces like this, but it's hard to create something like this here for a corporation because it feels like Horizons is a lot of like community driven conversations and community driven content. Is there any suggestions you would have towards a major brand on how to create a space just other than just like some mini games or something, how you really create a community?
Oh gosh, technical question over here. Oh.
You gotta think.
I'll get back with you later on that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Like consultation.
That's
consultation.
Like
there you go.
Yeah, that sounds like She got you.
Well, that's the thing, business is coming into the metaverse. I mean, for sure, it's coming in a big way, is it not? I mean Microsoft's jumping in.
Target. We dropped the Chester Cheetos World. So, I mean, go check that out if you haven't seen them yet.
Oh, that one was so fun.
Amazing. Yes, wasn't it? It was really good.
I like shooting that gun with all those Cheeto stickers. I put them everywhere. You get to run around and Cheeto everything. And I was like, yeah, getting all that stuff. That was fun.
And then you can vote
Isn't it? It felt good.
For a new flavor coming back. So if you don't know that, go in there and vote. So
yeah, that would be awesome, right? We get to pick the flavor. Super great. Anybody else? We good? Ladies, any final thoughts or things you'd like to say or?
I think I'm good.
I love that you two both have the new goggles, don't you? You both have the new goggles, right? So they're both giving each other. They are like.
Well, I actually want to do a big thank you to Solaris because she actually made my dreams come true of actually working as a true artist. So
that's wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
I just like
and
to
that
see
is
everybody in the community succeed, and that's what I drive to push for is having everybody succeed in Horizon. And if I can help anybody do that, that's what I'm here for.
And that's so beautiful, Solaris. And that is what makes me love Horizons because I hear that echoed throughout so many people. Yesterday was the launch of my first Let's Talk About It World, and I was really, really nervous. And Oculus 410 came in, and I was a little nervous about that. Like, hi, are you going to be...
Well, I didn't get no invite. No.
I didn't invite him either, honestly. I didn't invite anybody, but I'll tell you, he came in for the sole purpose of pumping me up and giving me kudos and all kinds of stuff and telling me you got this. And just, I mean, I cried because I always cry. Aaron knows I always cry. And I felt like, I can do this. I mean, I felt like I could do it before, but sometimes those little words, that encouragement, and Aaron, that's why we talk about Aaron.
So important.
He's right there with all those words. And so, this community, Horizon community, is just so beautiful. And you're such a big part of it. And so I'm so happy you two found each
I'm
other.
not in build mode, but if anybody wants to hit me up, my real name is Joanna on Facebook, and you can more than welcome to message me on there if you have any questions.
All right.
Or anything. I don't really check my Oculus one too often, so.
All right. If nobody has any more questions, are we sure we don't have any more? I don't want to forget anybody. Sturm, go ahead, sweetie. Come on.
That things that launch world. What's it called? Can I just? I'm going to check it out later.
The launcher examples.
Yeah. There's a thing. You should do a world for the things that launch competition.
I think it's called the. I think
The one with the fairy thing that you pull and it shot out of space.
Oh, that one. Aerial pixel dance. I built so many worlds, and it's hard to remember every single one. But I think it's Aerial Pixie Dancer. I think that's what it's called. But if you can't find it, you can go in my creations tab, and it should be right in there. So just click on
I can
my
show
name
you,
and
Sturm, if you can't find
save
it. I've been there a couple times. I like to play with it. It's fun. Well, thank you, everybody. And thank you, ladies. We so appreciate you for being here. I know how busy you both are and taking the time out to come hang out with us here at the Soapstone. And, everybody, you guys have a wonderful day. We hope to see you for the shows we got this week. Check the events tab. We got lots of stuff going on. And we always have a big party at night here at the Soapstone. So come be part of the family and hang out, and see you next week. All right. Thank you,
Thanks
guys.
for being here, guys.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.